welcome back to Loopy Mabel Vintage Style Crochet. Now this isn't going to be a tutorial, this is going to be more of a video log of what I've been up to and just a few new things that I'm going to try and add to my channel. Firstly, if you're new here, you're very welcome, and if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for your support. If you're not a subscriber, then please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that little notification bell, and you'll be kept up to date with all the videos that I do bring out. Now, I've been asked on quite a few times, can I do other things including crochet? A lot of people have noticed all the fabrics and the haberdashery that's behind me and asked, can I do a few items of sewing? So I've had a little think and I thought, well, why not? I mean, sewing is on a par to my crochet. I love doing both. And when I started off doing Loopy Mabel Vintage Style Crochet, it was just purely for the crochet. But I don't see why I can't just mix everything in under the one channel and then just show you what I've been up to, and then a few sewing things as well as crochet, and basically just a bit of everything that I love to do. Hopefully I can share it with you, and if it helps you or inspires you, well, that'll be amazing. So I thought I would just show you what I've been up to this last week. I've set myself a challenge this year. In fact, I'm going to make, fingers crossed, I'm going to make or upcycle all my clothes this year where possible. Obviously some things I may have to buy, but I'm going to really try to either make it myself or upcycle something that I've already got, or maybe get something from a charity shop and upcycle that as well. I'm not going to, fingers crossed, I'm not going to buy anything new this year, and I am going to hopefully share my progress with you. So everything that I make, either it's crochet or I've upcycled it and add some crochet, or I've made it or I've upcycled an item that I wear, I'm going to share it with you and see what you think. So hopefully this year that's what I'm going to be able to do. I'm also going to knit my own cardigans and all my own jumpers, because I love to knit too. So I'm going to be knitting, crochet and sewing all my wardrobe this year. So we'll see. Hopefully I can. My husband just like looks at me as if to say, right, okay, whatever, but I do intend to try and do that. So this week, start as I mean to go on, I got this old sweatshirt that I've had for years, and it was a hoodie sweatshirt, and I do not like hoodies, but I bought it because I liked the colour, and it came with a hood, and I just bought it with a hood, and never liked it, but I wore it to go to the gym, or wore it just around the house, and then I was going to throw it away. But of course, this new pledge that I've made to myself, I'm not going to throw it away, I'm going to upcycle it, because I actually like the sweatshirt part, I like the colour, I just didn't like the hood, and I didn't like the bottom bit. The bottom bit had gone all out of shape. So I thought, right, so this is what I've done. So I'll quickly stand up and show you, hopefully you can see okay. I've added a chambray skirt. I've chopped off half of the sweatshirt. It was quite a long sweatshirt, so I've chopped off the bottom half. It had like side pockets that never stayed flat, always used to stick out, so I've cut all that off, and I've also removed the hood. So just, I don't know whether you can see. So there is the hood that I've took off. Never liked the hood, so I removed the hood, and I kept the bottom part of the sweatshirt to see what I could do with that, and I chopped off quite a bit of sweatshirt, and I've got some French chambray. I've got lots and lots and lots of fabric. You would not believe the amount of fabric that I've got, because I used to have a haberdashery shop about 3-4 years ago, and I've still got loads and loads of fabric, all the haberdashery. As you can see, this is nothing compared to what I've got. This is just a tiny portion, but the fabrics is just like ridiculous. I've got bales and bales and bales and bales of dressmaking cottons, and also the upholstery and soft furnishing fabrics, So I thought, right, I'm going to start using it, because I do sell it. I sell it online as well, but I thought I'm going to use it as well for me. So went through my fabrics, and I got my bale of, this is French chambray, like a linen print, really, really pretty print. Hope you can see that. And it picks out the pink in the sweatshirt, so I use the French chambray to make the skirt on the bottom. If you can see, I've added the chambray around as just a slight gathered bottom half, and it just goes above my knees. And then with the leftover sweatshirt that I cut off the bottom, I added 2 little patch pockets. And then just to finish it off, as you know, I like to add my own finishing touch. I've just added a little square on the back just to give it a finishing touch. And then I made my own bias binding for the facing on the neck after I'd cut the hood off. So this is the first day I've worn it today, out and about, and I've already had lots of compliments, and I was really, really pleased. So that's it, I'm on a mission now. So hopefully the next item I can share with you. Now, if you remember the tutorial I did with the big ruffle crochet flower, I made it for a dress that I just made, which is the one in the background. Again, this is in another French chambray. In fact, this is the blue version of the pink one that I'm wearing. This is the blue one. That is just a self-drafted pattern. I just made it up as I went along. I just cut around an old blouse I had, and I used that as the top part of the pattern, and I just went from there, and I absolutely love it. And that, in fact, that's the one, that dress has got me thinking, right, this year my task is going to make my own clothes. I'm going to wear what I want, and I'm going to make them all myself. So fingers crossed I can keep up with that. It might be quite hard, but I'm going to try my very best, and I feel quite inspired actually now that I've done that. So no more buying any more clothes. It's going to be self-made, self-drafted, hand knit, hand crochet or sewn. My wardrobe this year. God knows what, I can't promise what I'm going to look like, but I'm going to go out there and I'm going to wear and be proud of what I've made. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. And I thought from that I'll do videos and some little tutorials as I go along, just to show you what I've done. And if it helps you, so if you're new to sewing and maybe you need a little bit of inspiration, I'll share the videos and make them into tutorials as well as my crochet. I'll be covering things like making your own bias binding. This is the bias binding I made to trim and finish off the neckline there. So I'll be showing you how to make your own bias binding. I'll also be doing small sewing tutorials just on small things to just to get going. I think simple things like make your own little pin cushion that sits at the side of your sewing machine, so it's that shape so it doesn't roll away, and it just sits at the base of your sewing machine, ideal for popping your pins in. It's a really simple project, so I'll be doing something simple like that. I'll also be covering things that I love to do, really rustic, as you know. And for example, it'll be something similar to this heart swag, really rustic. Show you the back. Now this can be hand sewn or machine sewn, and I'll show you how you can achieve this heart swag and how you get that lovely rustic effect on the back. I do make these as well, and I sell them in my Etsy shop, but if you're crafty and you like to have a go yourself, this is going to be perfect for you too. Really simple craft project. So I will cover a tutorial in the heart swags. And also I'll be covering a tutorial on the Suffolk puff. We call them the Suffolk puff in England. You may also know them as a yo-yo, fabric yo-yo, and you can get the yo-yo makers. And I'll be showing you the sewing part to my channel, and hopefully it'll be a little bit more broad in fabric. Use the yo-yo maker and you can create these gorgeous little circular yo-yo fabrics, and then you can sew them together. You can sew them into squares, you can sew them into circles, and you can make lots of things with them. So I'll be covering a tutorial in the Suffolk puffs, as we call them in England, or the fabric yo-yos. So that's another thing I'll be covering. I'll also be covering things like English paper piecing patchwork, where you do shapes with paper inside and then you piece them all together to create blankets, throws or whatever. So I'll be covering English paper piecing patchwork. So I'm quite looking forward to adding the sewing parts and possibly any knitting that I do as well, all under this channel, and hopefully it'll be like lots of different things. So you're not only interested in crochet, you may also want to learn to sew, or maybe you need a little bit of inspiration for sewing, or just to see what I've upcycled, and maybe you could have a go upcycling your clothes. I love adding something that's different to what I wear. I hate wearing the same as everybody else. Obviously I bought clothes that everybody else wears too, but then I always bring them home and try to do something with them. And hopefully this year my wardrobe's going to be completely unique. And I do hope you enjoy following me along this year and see how I get on. Anything you'd like me to cover that's crochet related, hand sewing, machine sewing, or even knitting, just let me know. Drop me a comment in the box below and I shall try and do a tutorial or do a video log just to chat to you about any of those things that you want me to have a look at for you. So I'm quite excited, so I hope you are too. So I'm going to change the channel name from Loopy Mabel Vintage Style Crochet to Loopy Mabel Vintage Style, and then that will cover everything that I'm going to add to this channel from now on. So I hope you're as excited as I am. So let's just see, and I'll keep you up to date with everything that I'm doing, and hopefully the next time I may have something else that I've stitched, or maybe another crochet pattern, so fingers crossed. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this video. As I always say, practice does make perfect, and no matter what craft it is that you do, whether it's sewing, knitting, crochet, practice does make perfect. But until the next time, please take care, and I'll see you very soon.